24 days. 24 days. And you ban it? How can you release a mate and then less than a month later ban the card? Are you crazy? It's really starting to make sense now why they released it at such a discounted price. Because like hell we're getting a refund. Now, to be fair to Konami, it's nice to see them doing banlist changes that actually impact the metagame. So Forbidding Toad was a huge change. Just look at all these meta-relevant deck lists that just got affected. But Loom, what about Sprite? Look, I do get it. I know in the OCG, Totally Awesome was completely banned due to Sprite, and Sprite is most likely coming to the game fairly shortly, so this is probably a preemptive ban, similar to what they did with DPE, similar to what they did with Adventurer. It's just a preemptive ban for when that deck comes along. The thing is, I don't think it's coming in the next pack. We've already had potential leaks for that pack, and it's not in there. And if that's the case, why are you banning it now? Even if Sprite is in the very next pack, I'm still heavily against this ban. Unlike their previous preemptive hits, such as to Adventurer where they hit the Adventurer stuff, or to DPE where they hit DPE's fusion spell, Totally Awesome isn't part of the Sprite art type. It's literally not part of the art type. This card it's like a staple in so many deck lists and actually makes so many deck lists actually playable. For example, Water Exceed, Frogs, Marine Cess, Paleo, all these deck lists, well maybe not Marine Cess, but the other three heavily rely around this card. So banning it just killed off all those deck lists. They are literally not playable now. I have no idea how you can try to play Paleo without this card, or Frog, and Water Exceeds, oh, they're already a pretty weak deck, now they're actually on suicide watch. As for the rest of the ban list, well, I don't actually know what's on there, as the only reason I knew Toad was banned is I got spoiled by looking at Distant Coder's tweet, and then MBT's tweet like 10 seconds later, so that's the only reason I knew Toad was banned. I have no idea what's on the rest of this ban list. Hopefully, it's a little bit more redeeming. Alright, ban list reaction time. Now, I normally do these live, but I kind of want to do this one in video form, so this is going to be a bit different for me, but hopefully it's still alright. Alright, first card, Pain Control was being unlimited. Well, this is not really that used outside of Dino anyway. There's a few going second decks that like to use this, but it's still limited to 1 on OCG and TCG. That surprises me, actually. This card is like, it's only really used in Dino at the moment, and it's occasionally used in some going second decks, so I guess good for you going second decks. It's not like going second is exactly strong at the moment, so sure. Memories of Hope. So the only deck actually using this is obviously Numeron, because that's, well, what the card's basically built for. Sure, it's not even, I don't think it's even used a majority of the time in Numeron. Yeah, it's only used 33% anyway, so sure, you can unban that, so anyone was playing it anyway. I think the other cool thing about this card being unbanned is it was actually pretty fun in Numeron Ra, as it makes it really easy to get a hold of it. As you can see from Egyptian God and Numeron Ra are both kind of playing the card. Even then, it's not even played the majority of the time, but yeah, nice little buff, because no one was really playing it anyway. Scapegoat. Scapegoat's a cool one. So, Scapegoat, for you guys that don't know, was originally banned or was originally limited IRL simply because this card is really good for link climbing. Like, it's exceptionally good for link climbing. But it's not that good because you can only really link climb on the following turn after using it. So you sort of set this card in a slow deck, such as Trickstar or something, then on the following turn, or at the end phase, you flip this card, summon the tokens, and then on the following turn, you can link climb into basically whatever you like. So, really powerful card for link climbing, but yeah, it's sort of only played in slow decks anyway, and it isn't seeing play at the moment anyway. I don't think anyone's actually playing this card. Gravekeeper, apparently? I don't know. No one's really playing this card, so good change. Danger Jackalope. Okay, another going second sort of a deck, sort of unban-ish thing. Sure, I don't think it really matters too much. Danger is an awesome art type for, like, FTKing people, I guess, but it doesn't really do anything too sketchy, so sure, don't really care too much. Double Irish, I have literally zero idea how many of these are played in Pendulum. I don't play it myself, so sure, maybe they're happy about this. Someone in the comments will have to tell me what they think of this one, as I don't play Pendulum. Gazelle to 3. Ooh. I think this is fine. Salad right now is actually not that weak. I think it's actually topped to quite a few tournaments recently. I don't know if we've got any results here. I haven't got any good results, but it's easily a Diamond 1 deck list. I'm pretty certain it topped a couple of deck lists or a couple of tournaments not too long ago. So Salad is a pretty decent deck list. Getting this to 3 isn't going to be like absolutely such a god tier change that it brings the art type into the top tier standings or anything, but it's a nice enough change where it just gives them a nice boost, because they're definitely not strong enough to be considered like top tier or anything, so sure, why not? You were doing so well, Konami, come on. Isn't Eldritch still currently tiered? Where's the tier list? Isn't Eldritch literally still on here? It's still on here. It's still a tiered deck. What? Why? Bro, why? All these other limits are so good. What is this one? What is this about? No one wants to see this. You literally just put this on here. Really? It's literally a tiered deck. Why are you giving us an unlimit for a tiered deck? Whatever. Moving on. I like this one. Grass is one of the cringiest cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! For 2 reasons. First of all, it's like activating a Maxi for 10 cards. It's like, if people that don't think that Graveyard in Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially in Graveyard-focused deck lists, is actually like having a second hand, you're just wrong. There are so many deck lists that if you just mill 10 cards to the graveyard, you're summoning 10 things or special summoning things, drawing things, searching for things. It's ridiculous. This card is so unfun to play against. And that leads me to the second reason I hate it. It makes the person you're playing against feel like absolute shit, because the only way this card is playable is in a 60 card deck. So if you open this card, the other person just thinks, holy shit, this guy is a lucky bastard. So it feels so unfun to play against, and it just is absolutely insanely broken as a card. I don't understand how it's literally limited to an OCG. I think it should be banned outright. I hate this card. Either way, moving on. Actually, what's it played in? Mostly. It's mostly Zombie and occasionally Emancipator, right? I think. Ooh, Dragon Link. Oh yeah, it's actually played in... is Dragon Link top tier? It is, right? As well? So Emancipator's on here. It's not. I thought Dragon Link was on here. Well, it was recently, I'm pretty sure. Either way, this is a fine hit. The Shadow Despia stuff. All these deck lists are kind of sure. I don't really mind them. It's not like any of these deck lists are going to die with this being limited to 2 anyway. It's just a nice little nerf to it. Especially considering in 60 card deck... Limits in 60 card deck lists are so much more impactful because it's already a pretty low chance of seeing this card. Now it's really low, so... yeah, it makes anyone that actually plays against this card even more salty when they see it. Alright, there can only be one. This is like a long time hit coming. Like, I'm pretty sure I could have predicted this was going to happen simply because, well, all the other runic floodgates are limited to 2, right? Like all the other popular ones. Look at this. They're literally all limited to 2. So it's kind of like, why isn't this one as well? It just makes sense. It just kind of fits in with all the others. It's sure. Nice hit. Basically, it's only really affecting runic. Not many other deck lists anyone cares about on here. Obviously, there's Eldritch, but... actually, Eldritch played at 60%, what the hell? So another slight nerf to Eldritch. Maybe that's why they kind of gave them a compensation buff in Cursed. I don't know. Still don't think that's an actual excuse, but either way. Shifter. This is another card that I think needs a flat out ban. This card is so goddamn irritating. Basically, like, this card is going to be so good in a few weeks when, you guys know the deck list is being released. That really powerful OCG or TCG deck list is currently tier 0. This is going to be a really good card against that deck. But until then, it's basically just going to be a nice bully card that's making every single player that likes to play graveyard decks currently absolutely hate themselves. And especially considering this is in Flunderies, which is also just a cringe art type in general, I'm pretty happy with this hit. It's, yeah, no one wants to play against this shit. It's so goddamn cringe. Yeah, alright, moving on. Infinity Launch. Oh, it's an... okay, I guess it's not an unlimit, so... sure. I don't think I've ever encountered an Infinity player on ladder yet. Actually, that's not true. I saw one yesterday. I saw the first one yesterday. Maybe he knew something I didn't. Yeah, sure. You can unlimit this card. It's a really strong card. Don't get me wrong. It makes some really disgusting loops, but I think I'm okay with this being at 2. It's at 2 in the OCG anyway, and it's not causing any problems, so I doubt it'll cause any problems in Master Duel. Might make me make a video on it though, maybe. If Infinity is cheap enough, this is an Ultra. Might I remind you, Konami, this is still a tiered deck. Now, I've got no words for this. What? Why? Why are you doing this? Was this being limited to such a hit that you're gonna... And I thought the Toad hit was bad. How can they do such good hits like these three? These three are such great hits, and then this. Bro, what? Actual what? Alright. Guess gonna be seeing more Eldritch on the ladder again. Woohoo. Alright, Union Carrier. Huh. Yeah, this is a fine hit. I don't think anyone liked this card. It was just a card that would enable Scythe locks most of the time, right? Get this shit out of here. ABC players are actually going to be cursing at this, because a lot of people just crafted this card when they just built ABC for the new Therion stuff. So seeing this hit is going to be not very nice for them. But Adamanticipator were using this, I think, just for Scythe locking, if I recall. Was it Scythe locking? I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know what it was used for. I thought it was Scythe locking. Maybe it's not. Either way, this card, it was being used in a lot of things like Buster locking and stuff as well. A lot of things that are just generally pretty cringe. A lot of gameplay that is definitely not healthy. As you can see, it's literally already banned in TCG and OCG, so sure. I think Drytron using this to get a hold of things like Ava and stuff, I think, as well. A lot of just really gross things that just is... Yeah, this card is... I don't know why it was ever printed. It was disgusting. It deserved its ban. It deserves its ban right next to Halky Fibrax. Alright, what else we got? Oh yeah, and of course the Toad hit. Yeah, well, we already know my opinions on this one. I don't need to go through it again. Very, very cringe. Alright, so that is the ban list. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm overall very disappointed with this one. I think they could have done... I don't know why they did this. This is just... I don't know how they could do such good hits with Carrier and then the these Floodgatey cards down here. And even just unlimiting things like Inferni Launcher for a bit of fun and some of the Salad cards and whatever else. And then just be like, you know what? Eldritch can come back. Like, this thing's literally currently tiered. It's currently meta relevant. Why are we buffing it? I don't. Either way, it's been fun. Thank you guys for watching. Laters. Oh, and also subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff, since I forgot to mention that at any point during the video. Just subscribe. Thank you. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.